Previously on Pula Pitch.
You'll never know. Also, I have nothing for them to steal, so I don't mind.
What is your business model when it comes to the international side of things? What are you offering to the international business?
To the international business, as I mentioned, I'm offering the stories tsa Botswana mo Botswana.
Okay, what team do you have around you to actualize this?
Internally, right now I'm still alone, but we have outsourced marketing to ADS, which is a company in Francistown. I mean, medical biotechnology, we are talking about your Pfizer, your Moderna. Those companies weren't built in just a year or two.
When I got there, I'm shocked. I'm seeing a room full of people. There are a lot of cameras. I'm told to face the camera. Which camera?
What happened? They told me there was a mistake. We will have to we'll have to get your results again. Yeah, I made a mistake. So I was like, what if I'm the one being eliminated?
Some of our contestants mentioned that they're camera shy. Let's lock in, shall we? This is Pula Pitch, where ideas are taken from seed form and turned into lucrative businesses with the aid of a whopping 100,000 Pula cash prize. Welcome back to Pula Pitch.
My name is 𝐏𝐢𝐭𝐜𝐡, and I'm the creative director for Savannah Scenes. We're a small creative collective based in Botswana, and our main mission and our vision is to create content that resonates with different crowds and different sectors within business, the formal and the informal sector.
So, Savannah Scenes, take us through your business revenue model. We just want to have an appreciation of how you are going to generate income.
Okay, so we will be our revenue model is basically project based with the option to get into retainer agreements for long-term services. We've noticed that a lot of people a lot of brands as well, would be inclined to get into those agreements with us so that we can handle the content creation for them and they can just run with whatever business comes in.
Okay, let's talk to the numbers because you have targets, you have all that. Let's talk to...
Currently, we've noticed that the creative industry in Botswana is growing at a rate of 6 and 8% looking forward, projecting for the next year. So now with the investment of 100,000 Pula, what we intend to do is get equipment and establish business with the first 60%. With the remaining 40%, we then intend to work on getting clients and multiplying the remaining 40% by 2 or 3 times within the first year.
Okay, the percentages are not necessarily speaking to the margins that perhaps you're looking to. What is your revenue, then the expenses that you are looking to have as you run the business, because we want to know if at all it's a profitable business, if it's something that will be sustainable for you to run this, because your generation of revenue will help us to understand if at all you'll be a sustainable and profitable business.
Yes.
So that's what we want to have an appreciation of.
Yes. As I had said, before, our revenue model is based on project-based pricing as well as retainer agreements for customers who want a longer relationship with us.
Okay. Maybe just to help you there, maybe
when you say project, how much a project? It needs to break it down to numbers, because you want to say, if I'm going to do a specific shoot, or I'm going to do this is what the cost looks like. This is how much I'm going to spend getting that product out, or the shoot, the whole thing, the content that you're creating.
Yes.
You want to make sure that it's crispy clear that this is what it will cost me to get the job done. I will have cameras, I'll need this. That's what we're trying to get and to help you understand. Because it's not enough to simply say, I'll get funds from a project, or I'll have retainer agreements. What are these retainer agreements? What do they look like? Is it 1,000 Pula a month? Is it 50 Pula? Bring it home to the numbers.
Okay.
Yes.
Currently, our current pricing strategy is as follows. We start from this is basically for. Let me just break down for social media marketing. What we have is a price range from 3,000 Pula to 10,000 Pula, depending on the amount of work that we're doing.
And how many clients do you want to have at least per month for the business to be profitable?
Yes, for the business to be profitable, we then need at least a minimum, especially in the beginning stages. Looking at that, we'll be spending a lot on marketing. We need a minimum of at least 5 clients. So far, we've been
clients per month, per week.
Oh no, 5 clients per month, depending on the scope of the job. So far, we've managed to work with the 𝐏𝐻𝐿 VDC on 2 projects. We're hoping to extend and grow even more within that sector as well. We've done some personal projects, some funerals. So that then depends on and then speaks to how many people we can get. Now, looking at where we are right now, the projection is that if we can get at least 5 retainer clients per month, that'll put us at least 5 retainer clients a month paying 10,000, that'll put us at least 50,000. We have a target of about 80,000 for the first year, 80 to 120,000. And that's where we'll be hoping to meet that target by getting those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, 𝐿𝐻𝐿. That brings us to the end.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just before I really get into the questions, what inspired you to go this direction? Is this linked to any passion of yours?
I found both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
You
Elated, ecstatic. Thank you so much.
Also, he was so intense. Yeah, he was like staring me down, like, nigga, you're going home. So it was quite an experience. It was nerve-wracking, and I really think I will definitely remember it for life. I can guarantee that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. We've had an amazing,
Day.
wholesome and fulfilling day.
Yeah.
And a lot of learning.
A lot.
of learning. We actually had a conversation, and you said, you don't realize that on the other side, people think you're judging, but on the other side, you're also learning.
There were ideas that were worthy of an investment.
Yeah.
So the great ideas that, like, 2 stood out for me.
Yeah.
And when you look at the idea that they want to put to market, it's firstly an idea that is market ready in terms of there is a need for the idea, and you can see that the people put thought into the ideas that they want to bring to the market, and the work has gone into the pitches that they presented before us today.
Absolutely. And I think that the ideas are solutions driven. But my observation is that there's work there. Just like business, there's always need to refine the concept. There's always need for additional research, understanding the product, understanding the market, because you might be bringing a solution to something, but at the end of the day, you need to monetize. I always talk about monetization because my observation is that small businesses fail. And the question becomes, why do they fail? Was it because the product or the service was not good enough? Was it because the market was not ready enough? And sometimes the market is ready, the product is right, but sometimes it's a pricing issue. Sometimes it's a target market issue. So you want them to make sure that they're not just having this great idea. Can it make money?
Yeah.
Can it sustain the business?
Yeah.
Post that. And if somebody is listening in, can they invest in that business?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what informs the decision is all these factors I've just outlined.
Yeah.
Without that, it's difficult to gauge, is this a viable business to even interact with or put money into? Yeah.
So my favorite pitch was fresher.
My name is 𝐏𝐢𝐭𝐜𝐡. I'm the company founder of 𝐓𝐻𝐻 Proprietary Limited. We are trying to solve the crisis of high failure rates in Botswana by bringing a digital solution called 𝐏𝐢𝐭𝐜𝐡. We are targeting about 133 students in Botswana who will be sitting for examinations at BGCSE, JCE, and PSLE levels.
Thank you so much, Lesego. Can you please just reiterate your market share?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a vast number of students who are doing primary, who are doing secondary, both junior and senior, right? Of that vast number, we are only targeting 133 students in the first year. From there, that is when we'll be branching out to other levels like Standard 1, 6, and Form 4 and Form 2, Form 1.
All right. From the 133 students that we are targeting, how does that translate to business sustainability and profitability?
That leaves room for growth because remember again we said we have internet user penetration of 77%, which allows to assume that about 77% of the population of Botswana has internet access at home. And we also made the assumption that from that population, the students may be coming from those homes, right? But not all of them has the targeting of at least 40% best case scenario or 25% worst case scenario of that number.
Okay, I'm looking at the fact that you're saying you're charging 19 Pula 99, which is about 20 Pula, and you're saying 133 students, that gives us 2,550 Pula. Is this per month? Is this how you want to deal with that?
Yes, it's on monthly basis. You pay the subscription each month.
And how sustainable is this in terms of figures? How much are you spending to make that 2.5?
With digital solution, we don't have a lot of expenses. You only cater for internet equipment, which you buy once in a while. That is when you have a new team member in your team, right? So you do not have to have revenue of that. But as long as you have a laptop, you have internet, and you're at home, you can always create a digital solution.
Okay, that culminates, follow-up question. So 2.5 culminates to how much per year, and how sustainable is that?
My bad, I did not cram the numbers, but I do have a chart sitting somewhere.
Yeah, so yes. 2.5 by 10, that's 25,000 in 10 months. You're looking at about 30,000 plus Pula.
I lost you somewhere. Are we speaking best case scenario or worst case scenario?
Assuming this is the best case scenario. Mm-hmm. This is 133 students,
right?
According to your
Yes, and then that 40% of the 77% of the population of Botswana sits around 53,000 students, approximately, right?
Yes.
And then that 53,000 students, you multiply by the 19.99 per month per user.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it cannot be
2.5 based on the 133 that you have given. I'm trying to test whether that number is sustainable or not.
Yeah, I believe it's sustainable. Say 53,000, right? Best case scenario, right?
Multiply per month.
Per month.
Okay.
It's 53,000 students, right? Subscribing at 19.99 per month. Right, and the year has 12 months, right? And this is best case scenario, and we are only targeting for the first release, right? Those that will be sitting for examinations.
Right.
Do you see that being able to sustain the business that you're in? For instance, you need support in the business in the form of your team and so forth. So the money that is going to go towards running the business and ensuring that everything that you need is intact. How are your finances looking like? How are the numbers speaking?
Okay, let me take you a scenario. that still allows us to go on developing, or it still allows me to keep on running my business, because remember, it's a digital solution. I only need the developers when I have a new function coming in or a new change request coming in. So it's not always the case that I need someone sitting and working at the office for me. Like I said, they can even do it remotely offsite from their home. So I need to pay once off for them to develop the product.
Consider beefing up the numbers. That's all I'm saying to you. That the numbers must make sense. At the end of the day, the numbers must make sense. Push forward, make sure you expound on that and curve out a niche and figure out what else is there in the market.
They could actually make the cut. They're not making the cut, not because the ideas are not good enough. It's simply because they need a bit of refining.
Are you ready? Are you set?
Hey. Hi. I'm not happy. Yeah, I'm not happy with everyone, including myself. So I don't know. I didn't start so well. I was not nervous. I just started stammering. I don't know where that came from. I went okay in my head. Will come up when you now engage with the judges. It turns out the judges misunderstood my numbers. I tried to take the judges step by step through my numbers, and the judges are still not getting it. So I'm wondering, am I the one who is failing to deliver, or what's going on? Right now, there's that back and forth, and I try to take their scenario and run along with it. At least make them understand how the world, the tech space works, how we make money via systems. Yeah. That's the best thing I had, I guess. That's why I'm nervous. I don't know what to say to you. But I'll be back next week. I'll tell you more about my idea.
Sometimes you will pitch in a room where there are sponsors, investors, and these are busy people that love your concept but want to get insight on what your concept is about. It's up to you to give yourself time, stand right next to the mirror, and go through the important bits of what your business proposition looks like. So if somebody says, I'm a CEO, I'm very busy, but I can give you 5 minutes. You need to internalize what your vision looks like. You need to be able to know how much you're going to make from the product or the service that you're selling. You should have enough information for the CEO to make that decision. So when you have a beautiful idea, which I think you have, but you fail to articulate it and you fail to put it across, it becomes difficult to get a buy-in, even though the concept is beautiful. I don't know what you think. It's just
true to her words. It's very important to just remember that we want to have an appreciation of the idea that you're bringing to the table. So being succinct and just going straight to the point also helps. So now I think we will just go on to the other questions. So that just feel free, relax. Relax. Just
it's your concept, it's your baby. You understand what this means. I get it. Now, what we want to hear from you, what is your general market share? How much of the product or the service that you want, and this is a service I'd like to believe that you want to sell, what is your market share? What do you know about it? Have you done your market research?
I have done my market research on rural areas and number of children that love to use my phone to research on their project and research on their assignment. So people in remote areas, they don't have access to internet, they don't have access to technology.
I will be honest with you. I'm struggling. I understand where you're coming from. I get your idea, but I'm not sure how profitable this will be. I'm struggling to understand if you've done your groundwork. A bit of market research to understand. You've pointed out that there's no internet, but how many of those students actually don't have access to the internet? Because remember, you're bringing a solution, right? If you want to bring a solution, you must know the numbers. You must know how you're going to roll out that, because you've said, away with the blackboard, right? And you're saying, I'm bringing a digital way of doing things. Again, so how are you going to make sure that product or that service goes out to the right people?
To the right people. Thank you. For now, I haven't speak to the government. That my target market for now. My plan is to work with them, to partner with them to pay for the rural kids, because they weren't able to have the access to buy the internet for themselves.
Okay. Right. You'll agree with me, if I may, my lady. Please. You'll agree with me that there's a lot of groundwork you need to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that you need to dig deeper into before you can get funding. Because then you might struggle with knowing where to put this money and prioritize the short, medium, and long-term goals to know, okay, but this is where I'm going to start. If you got the 100,000 today, would you know what is it that you're going to do with it?
If I have the 100,000 today, I'm going to register the company, the software company, and buy the solar panels. Few of them, the few of electrical gadgets such as the phones and laptops, so that I can do the mobile laboratory.
I think to her point, she did mention that a lot of work needs to be done in the market research. You do need to put in the effort in terms of putting your ducks in a row and ensuring that you actually do also know your business at heart, so that you are able to articulate it with confidence
and precision.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What's my girl? Tell us, how did it go?
Oh, worse than I expected. Because my intention was to share a story, but I didn't have time to share my story. And the judges interrupted me, and they wanted the numbers and all that. But basically, I came here prepared to share a story with the. I wasn't prepared for the numbers because I thought that the 100,000 precious. I was like, I share with other competitors, sorry, I wanted to be my judge. Because I'm a follower and she motivates me so much. Like, and she was the one who was like asking questions, like, and I was like, wow, this is what I wanted. Because I know I want to know where to improve, where to work on. But she gave me the exact feedback that I wanted.
Thank you once again, viewers, for watching. This has been a phenomenal episode of Pula Pitch.